It's wonderful to be here with you today. Please go ahead and introduce yourselves in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from. The equinox is a time of reset and balance, inviting us to find internal balance within. In the northern hemisphere, it signals the arrival of fall, while in the southern hemisphere, it's welcoming spring. Wherever you find yourself today, I hope this equinox will bring abundant blessings into your life. As we come together today from different corners of the earth, let's celebrate this shared moment of transition and welcome the changes it brings into our lives. In October, we will continue to cultivate these changes with another Foundations course, so we hope you will consider joining us. Today is a very special day, not only because it's the equinox, but it's also the eve of a seal's birthday. In honor of his birthday, we're offering a 20% happy birthday discount for new participants to join us for Foundations in October, either online or in person. This discount will be valid until the end of the day tomorrow, September 23rd. We'll put the link in the chat for you now to claim your discount, as well as at the end of the transmission. Our next free live transmission, which is called You Are the Key, will be on October 2nd, and our next Foundations informational session with me and the ambassadors will be on October 7th. And you can find the option to RSVP for any of our upcoming events under the free events section in the Foundations landing page. In the meantime, I'm looking forward to hearing what the Elohim will share with us today on the topic of balancing light and dark. And I know you are too, so I'll now hand it over to Asil.
Hello everyone, welcome. Happy Sunday, and also happy equinox, and soon happy birthday to me. It's good to be able to share these moments together as a community, and also as a group of individuals who are seeking, who are consistently growing and evolving. These transmissions are almost like steps of a ladder that we get to receive from divine intelligence and divine support that allow us to reach expanded states of consciousness with seemingly very little effort. And even though it may look like you're sitting around or lying around and people think you're just watching something strange on your computer, on your laptop, on your phone, it is truly a magical piece, a magical gift that allows all of us to enter states of incredible expansion. See a little bit more about who we are, have a little bit more conscious awareness of life itself, and potentially have beautiful realizations that come along with those moments of consciousness expansion. And as these moments integrate themselves more and more into our being, it becomes not just the state we reach when we come together into transmission, it becomes a state of being that becomes naturally part of our daily lives. And that is the magic of integration. Integrating these expanded states of consciousness that we receive in these transmissions. The energetic adjustments are part of it. They are indeed another divine gift that we receive aside from the messages and the space that is created for this consciousness expansion. Energetic adjustments are in some ways the removal of blocks, the straightening of energy lines so the energy can move through us in a graceful way, so that we can receive even more in our states of being, so we can release with greater ease what is no longer serving us as we have come to the culmination of that learning. That is what a realization is. And the energetic adjustments are here to support us in coming to these realizations so that the energy can move through us, so we can hold with greater ease higher states of frequency, higher states of presence, higher states of love within us. Equinoxes and solstices have become very beautiful moments and opportunities to enter these states. And there is always something special going on those dates. Just like full moons and new moons and lunar eclipses, we've recently had a supermoon as well, we're kind of on the tail end of that, are also powerful moments to remember to take a step back from the regular human experience and to dive into our practice of expansion, our practice of deeper presence, our practice of conscious choice of growth, conscious choice of evolution. So here we are, exploring this equinox moment in which the opportunity to explore the balance of light and dark presents itself. Light and dark does not mean good or bad. That is the applied meaning in the human form. The sun and the absence of the sun, in that sense, create a certain balance on earth. Twice a year, day and night are equally long. And maybe that is a perfect opportunity for us to explore what it means to hold such a fine balance within us, and also appreciate that that fine balance is not a consistent state of being, not even on earth. It is in cycles, it is in waves that are moving through this earthly plane, and maybe even through our own being. We may be going through a cycle that is incredibly creative, that is incredibly bright. We may be going through a cycle that is to somewhat destructive, regenerative. Some things may need to be required to be let go or deconstructed, to be reconstructed again. That is also part of the human experience and part of the cycles we go through. And that also requires appreciation. The cycles of life exist for a reason. They make duality possible. We experience the dualistic form in this human form. We experience what it means to be an individualized being among a big community of beings in physical as well as in energetic form, on our plane, but also on other planes, upper and lower planes of existence. And the consciousness that we hold in this dualistic experience seemingly is a powerful bridge to other forms, other planes of consciousness. It seems like that is our access point. And we can go so far up in this consciousness bridge that we can reach non-dualistic states where we no longer feel separate, individualized, or dualistic in that sense. We can get to states where we feel one with all, and all experienced as one. And these are not just states we reach once in a while on special dates in our calendar, but these are states we can truly access in everyday life. These are states we can bring into the way we see, perceive life itself, the way we manage to walk through life, the way we make decisions, the way we judge, the way we apply meaning to the experiences of the human form, to all our interactions, however they may be. Therefore, you are a human being that is capable of so much more than you can imagine, or maybe you thought you could experience. Powerful ways of being are part of this human form. Some of these ways of being that we have experienced as what I call, or the guides have mentioned many times, the standard operations of the human form. The senses of the physical form, the emotions of our emotional construct, the thoughts, the judgments, the perceptions, the interpretations of reality. There are many different ways of experiencing the human life, the human form. In this type of practice, in this type of training, and we go much deeper into it in foundations, many of you have experienced it, some of you may be experiencing it for the first time. We go deeper into that type of expansion in our being. And this expansion allows us to navigate life just a little bit better. With every integration of these expanded states of consciousness, with every touch point of a new perspective, with every realization that trickles into our heart, into our mind, into our body, into our energetic body, we see life slightly more expandedly. It truly changes how we navigate and how we receive life, and maybe even how we make decisions, and maybe even further than that, how life responds to us, how reality responds to us, how our relationships respond to us, and how the world responds to us. Now imagine thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and millions of people changing how they operate in this worldly reality. And from that, how reality responds to them. It is inevitable that what we perceive as the human experience, as a collective, will change as a result of that. So therefore, even if it may seem like, oh, you're just another one of those spiritual people looking at your screen and meditating for peace, it makes a difference. And it will continue to make a difference. So thank you all for being part of that change that we bring into this world, which will only become more and more beautiful, more and more powerful, and truly make the difference that we are seeking in this world. Thank you all for being here for this transmission and celebrating my birthday a day ahead. Blessings to all of you, and see you all on the other side. Greetings. We are Elohim. In this human experience, you have witnessed creation and destruction in many forms of cycles, small and big. The cycle you have understood to witness is the cycle of your life. Your entry into this perceived one life experience and the closure of this life experience. It was consciously kept in this frame of perception as just merely one life experience was plenty to receive and to understand. One life experience would deliver significant amount of information, significant experiences, and significant realizations. While other lives, while other forms of existence were kept for those that would evolve as a consciousness, they would not be completely hidden from the individual, merely waiting to be opened at the time of its consciousness expansion as an individual and as a collective. For you to understand and to realize that you are more than the individual that you're currently assumed to live as is in itself a great awakening state. For you to recognize that you are more than the body, the identity that you have assumed in this lifetime, is a great step in understanding the eternal journey that you're on as a soul. The many lifetimes you have assumed, the many experiences you have had, the many realizations that you have completed, the many realizations to be completed yet, all culminating in this very moment, in this particular lifetime, with the set of experiences, the set of individuals building relationships with you. The set of experiences to provide perspective, to provide stimulus, to see in this particular way. Yet the learning itself is multifaceted, the learning itself is multi-layered and expands beyond this moment and beyond this lifetime. It is a learning for the many lifetimes you have lived. It is a learning for the collective that you represent. It is a learning for all of consciousness. Yet first and foremost, you are experiencing the moment in its full glory, in its creative power, in its destructive power, in the full spectrum of emotions, sensations, perceptions. You're experiencing the beauty of the human form. Without the destructive aspects, there would be no cycles of creation. Therefore, the creative and destructive cycles require a balance. A balance that is not constant and static, yet consistently oscillates between greater creative cycles, greater destructive cycles, waves of creation, waves of destruction, ultimately balancing itself out, providing a more organic and natural expansion, an opportunity for the variability of life. As an individual, you may seek greater stability in life. You may seek greater predictability of life. You may seek the ability to avoid the stimuli of life. You may seek coping mechanisms. You may seek the ability to manage the moments and the intensities that unfold before you and within you. Yet despite this training, despite this consistent expansion of your consciousness, these waves of change, these waves of creation, these waves of destruction are part of the cycles of life. Therefore, no matter which wave and which part of the wave you are in, can you perceive the beauty of the moment? Nonetheless, can you witness the love of creation being present in all of the cycles? Can you perceive that love beyond the thoughts that you may have, the judgments you may hold, the interpretations and the meanings you may apply? Can you witness that love of creation beyond the emotions you may have about yourself or the moment itself? Can you witness that love of creation beyond the sensation of your physical body? That source of energy, that source of life, that source of love is omnipresent, no matter the cycles. All cycles are fueled by that love of creation. Every moment is receiving, and as a result of that reception, creating the manifold experiences of life. The uniqueness of your moment is your gift to all of consciousness, to your life. This gift potentiates as you find yourself in an ability to perceive the moment even in greater expanded states. This gift potentiates as in these expanded states of perception, realizations emerge and cycles of learning complete. This gift potentiates as you enter a new step in your self-realization journey, in your journey to become a conscious creator, in your journey to embracing the power and the potential that is within you, that always has been within you. How much of this love of creation can you truly receive? How much space have you created for yourself, within yourself, to hold that love in its pure expression, in its pure unconditional nature? In a moment, we will enter a deeper state of non-dual perception. As the energy rises in this field that is established, in this non-dual state of perception, you continue to observe the power and the beauty of this love of creation, the power and the beauty of creative and destructive cycles, the power and the beauty of this consistent balancing and rebalancing of these forces of nature, forces of creation that are part of this dualistic form. The meaning that is applied to every moment is not reduced by holding a higher perspective. The importance of every realization remains significant, no matter which perspective or vantage point you hold as an observer. Therefore, even the smallest realizations carry significant weight in your life and in the life of the collective, in the evolution of the collective. Witnessing creative force in your life emerging and providing you with the motivation, the inspiration, the life force to create and recreate yourself, to express in the many ways you bring yourself to humanity. The destructive forces of nature, of this duality, expressing themselves with you and through you, breaking down that which is no longer required, to create space for new openings and new experiences, both on an individual as well as on a collective level, so that new creative force can move in and utilize the space and the time to establish a new reality. Therefore, consistent creation and destruction emerges within every individual, every collective, every cell, every atom. The smallest and the largest aspects of this reality go through creative and destructive cycles, occasionally meeting in a great balance moment where the creative and destructive force are equally harmonized. A moment of stillness, a moment of recollection, a moment of deep observational capacity. This is such a moment. Allow yourself to seize this opportunity. To expand beyond your interpretations, beyond your judgments of creation and destruction. To enter the states of this love of creation that provides for all aspects, creative and destructive. To witness the harmony and the balance momentarily established within you and outside of you. witnessing of this balance allows your mind, your heart, and your body to find a balance as well, even if it is momentarily established. You integrate this observation and this possibility of balance into your being. You hold the possibility of this balance as a state you can reach, a state that is accessible to you. No longer an aspect that you seek outside of you, yet available to you in moments like these. In an expanded state of consciousness, in a moment deeply present, observing the movements of creation. Observing that love of creation that consistently provides for all of life. The cycles on earth, the cycles in the human form will continue until the completion of this human experience. The intensity of the cycles will change according to the greater cycles that require completion, to the greater learnings that require finalization. Yet even in the changing of the intensity of creative and destructive force, you will find your moments of balance, your ability to observe in this pure and neutral state of being. You will recognize that this state of being, independent of the external circumstances, independent of the internal circumstances, provides you with a presence, with a life force, and with a love of life itself. A fuel for existence, a fuel for peace, a fuel for evolution, right here, right now, for you. This observational state expands your ability to receive the moment, expands your ability to receive this love of creation, expands your ability to transmute, to receive and apply the creative and the destructive forces of this creation. more consciously, no longer being subjected blindly, unconsciously to the forces of this creation. From the observer comes the conscious creator. The conscious creator does not just create outside of itself. First, it creates within. New perception, new observation, new realization, a new mental construct. Within its emotional center, a new state of being, new state of peace despite the many emotions. The ability to truly receive all emotions as they are and the beauty that they provide. The full spectrum of emotions equally held. The ability to move and transmute through emotions with grace, allowing them to lead to realizations, allowing the heart to consistently be open to receive and transmit this love of creation without conditions. As a conscious creator, you receive through this physical form all that is required to experience the human experience. All sensations received, understood, observed, transmuted, and fueled for new action. Operating this vessel in the most aligned, in the most beautiful ways. Thinking, feeling, speaking, and acting accordingly. Creating a new way of being from this new state of being. You are in an emergent transformation to the greater capacities and the potential of your human form. This moment is merely a reminder of that possibility so that you remember. In your remembering, the collective has the opportunity to evolve and remember as well. A new wave of potential emerges merely from this very moment of all of you collectively observing the possibility and the potential the human form holds, balancing both light and dark, the creative, destructive force of creation within you observed in its entire beauty. Thank you for listening to our words. We will now commence with the adjustments. Thank you for receiving this gift of ours on your journey of evolution. This transmission is complete. And while we sit here in silence, just feel the expanded nature of your own being. Maybe there is a greater ease to this moment, to being alive, to feeling, to sensing. Maybe there is a greater sense of clarity, of purity and peace. And support your integration of this way of being, this state of being, with your breath. Allow your breath to remind you of this possibility when you forget in the turbulences of life. One conscious breath shall bring you back to the possibility you have always held within you, the potential that is right here within you. Thank you all for joining for this beautiful equinox time. For us to share this moment together is a true blessing. And I know and I see how much of just this moment will bear beautiful fruit in your life and in your way forward. Blessings, and see you all very soon.
Welcome back. If you would like to stay in this state, feel free to close or turn off your device now and return at your own time. You can always revisit the replay to catch anything you may miss. I invite the rest of you now to return awareness to your body, perhaps bringing the attention to the breath, just noticing the way it moves in and out. Bring attention to the room or space you're in. Bring attention to your physical body. And when you're ready, open your eyes. We thank you for joining this Equinox transmission. If you feel inspired to continue the journey with us, our Foundations course is starting in just a few weeks on October 8th. The Foundations course is a life-changing spiritual and energetic training course, and it's designed to align your inner self with your external reality. Our intention in this course is to provide anyone who participates with a new energetic foundation for personal transformation, allowing you to step into your power and your highest potential. And as mentioned before, in honor of Asil's birthday, we're offering that happy birthday discount. So we hope to see many of you there, and we'll put the link for registration in the chat for you now. Our next transmission, You Are the Key, will be October 2nd, and our next Foundations informational session with me and the ambassadors will be on October 7th. And we'll put the links in the chat for you now as well to RSVP for those events if you feel called. Be gentle with yourself the next couple of hours if you can. If possible, create space to be with yourself to get the most out of this experience. If you're required to move into your day or other engagements, try to bring the energy and this mindfulness with you as you interact with the world. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for contributing your time and your beautiful presence. I feel the light emanating from each and every one of you, and it fills my heart with joy. Take care until next time.